come on, Benny, man. The kid is a L7 weenie.
Hey, yeah, I'll keep that on. Hey, I'm Marcel the Loser, and welcome to another episode of the L7 Weenie podcast. So, today I'm watching my sister's dog, and I kidnapped the dog more so. I didn't kidnap. Okay, I offered to take care of it for a week or so. So, in case you hear some loud sudden barking, it's an Aussie Shepherd, and she's cool. Anyways, so yeah, I was thinking. So I've always been a big Dragon Ball fan, technically it's called Dragon Ball. I guess. Well, yeah, I'll just say Dragon Ball. I used to always say Dragon Ball Z, but Dragon Ball Z isn't what's popping anymore. Now it's Dragon Ball Super, and that's cool. But I don't know. Z sounds cooler, right? Sounds mysterious, right? It's an acronym, a one-letter acronym. It's powerful. Z, it's like a letter you forgot even existed until Dragon Ball came around. It's like, oh yeah, Z. It's like, shit. Why don't more things use that letter? It's a really cool letter, and it was just never given an opportunity. I don't think until Dragon Ball came around. It's like no one gave a shit about Z or the letter Q. Like those are just oddball ass letters. What's another one? It's really just those. Z and Q. Some goofy looking motherfuckers. But anyways, yeah, so I've always been a big Dragon Ball fan, and Dragon Ball Super is the current series, and they just they capped off their initial run about a year ago. I want to say it was a year ago, like a year and a half maybe. I guess we'll just say like a year. I forget when Brawly came out, which is technically a continuation of the series. So yeah, but they've been continuing it though. In the manga, if you read the manga, they've been doing this what's called like the Moro arc, where he's basically like this. He's like Babidi mixed with Demon King Piccolo. Like he knows magic and stuff. And his whole thing was like, I gotta get young again, and so I get all my powers and my Go Juice back. And he's really doing one big ass commercial for Cialis. He really doesn't have any other things, so I'm just gonna go around and fuck shit up, and suck the life out of everybody, like consume everyone's energy, and that's his whole plan. And he eventually gets to Earth, where they're at now, and you're like, he's being confronted, like him and his like little henchman army are being confronted by the Z Warriors, or see, it's not Z Warriors no more, but it sounds so cool. We didn't call them the Super Warriors. Like, what the fuck is that? It's such a cool letter. You could literally put that letter in front or behind anything, and it will make it sound like 25% more cool. Spider-Man Z, Iron Man Z, Avengers Infinity War Z. No, not that. That's a mouthful. There's a lot going on there. Avengers Z? Nah. Okay, you know what? Maybe it is a flawed letter. I see why now it's at the back of the fucking bus. But yeah, so they confront all the good guys and the heroes of the story. And so basically they all the crew came there at first, like the bad guys got there first. It was like only a couple of them, like kind of like a scouting team, and Piccolo and Gohan were there, and they were like, threw their hands with them and whatnot. And you got to see Gohan look cool and everything, and I really appreciate that because they put him in his like Namek outfit more so than like his Goku's outfit, which I think is that's a lot more Gohan, and it just looks right to me. Like Gohan incarnate, or just the ideal version of Gohan is like Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan from the Cell games. So it's like that's the outfit you should probably always be wearing. Like it's what you look cool in. That was your moment, you know. So, but anyways, the series so far has been a little just like I don't want to say boring because that's not it. But I think since my initial experience was like when I first watched Dragon Ball Z, I didn't know shit about anime. It was Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wing, like it was everything on Toonami, and that was about it. So it was like Gundam Wing, Dragon Ball Z, and Tenchi Muyo, Sailor Moon, all great shows. But when you're younger, you don't know better. As I've gotten older and seen more anime and seen like just how other stories are handled, how other fight scenes are handled and everything, I think I had more expectations coming into Dragon Ball Super, and it was just like I don't know. I think I wanted more. They're getting a little more creative now in the Moro saga, yeah, I wanted more. Like the whole concept of there being more universes and everything for them to deal with from Battle of the Gods, like that kind of world building really just set the stage for something grand. And what they did with it was just another tournament. And it's like come on, dude, the tournament saga has been done to death. I mean, maybe they're not really looking to innovate here. They're just looking to, make money, which is understandable. Just tell a story. But I'm like, come on, you like built all these universes and then you didn't really do anything with this stuff, just staged another tournament. They rose the stakes. Well, not even raising the stakes. It's like, yeah, anytime in Dragon Ball, if you lose the fight, the good guys are going to die. So it was like the whole universe would get exploded if Goku and them lost. And I guess also the other universes would have died as well. But that was Goku's fault anyway, starting shit. Like it's just like in Dragon Ball Z. A lot of the problems they have are, created by them. But so anyways, it's like it didn't really seem like all that dope of storytelling, and I was just I saw this thing on the internet a while back, and they were a couple dudes did like videos on it and stuff, and it was like kind of an MCU rendition of how they could handle the next steps of the whole Dragon Ball, what's being referred to Dragon Ball Super 2, Dragon Ball Super Z. No, it doesn't work there either. I'm so ashamed of this letter now. It's like I was so on board. I was like, yo, this letter is dope. I need this letter always in my life. And now it's just like, what the fuck are you even doing here? All these letters. I stood up for you, man. I put you above all of them. And you just let me down. Let me down. So how many words even start with Z? Zebra, zealots, zucchini? Does zucchini start with a Z? That don't sound right. Zucchini? Let me Google that. Let me Google that. Yeah, it starts with a Z. Why wouldn't it start with a Z? I don't know. I guess it just... yeah, okay, zucchini. Man, that would be a hell of a Scrabble score. Basically, it's like they have this like whole little layout of how they could continue the story of Dragon Ball Super and it be like really dope, right? And I was like, see, if they took more of an approach like this, it looks like this is something, I could more so get behind. And it's like, I'd make maybe a couple, like, I don't know, let me see, let me find a good one. This one's good. And then, like, we'll see, like, what I would do with the stories with my infinite wisdom and knowledge. Okay, here's one, there's one. Why is it so small? I hate that. Like, when you're looking for Google Images and then they give you something that's like 200 by what, 149 pixels? Like, who the fuck is using pictures that small? To do what? To do, to do what? Alright, so they got the Dragon Ball Z Broly. Then what's this? The season 2 of Super. Then they got the Yamoshi movie. Okay, so a Yamoshi movie, that would be cool. I'm assuming everyone up to this point knows what the hell I'm talking about when I say Yamoshi. If not, there's a Geekdom 101, Unrelated Gaming, several YouTube channels out there that could catch you up to speed a lot better than I could. But so Yamoshi is basically like the I think he was the first Super Saiyan God. I want to say, yeah. It says Yamoshi and the Legend of the Super Saiyan. So maybe he was like the first Super Saiyan. That doesn't sound right, but maybe he was the first Super Saiyan God. I want to say that. It sounds smart, so we're sticking with that. That would be a good movie. It's like it hasn't taken place after this season 2 of Super. I'm like, okay, but it's like, what's in that first season 2? I think we need to stop there. Like, okay, so it's like season 2 of Super. What should be the first arc of Super? Well, I mean, I guess it should be Moro, right? So it's Moro, and I think it would be good if the events of each story kind of spilled over into the next. Like, so it's not just things happen, which is kind of what that's kind of what Dragon Ball Super was, and more so, like Dragon Ball Z had like a good flow. It was Goku was sent there as a child, you know, back in Dragon Ball, and now his people, his brother and them, they come looking for him, right? And then now they gotta get into a fight. Goku dies, okay, but they kill the dudes, so his dudes are coming back to get revenge and also get the Dragon Balls and stuff, right? It's like one event caused the next, right? Those dudes come, and then Vegeta, Nappa come, they bust their ass, or rather Goku bust their ass. The others did like really dope participation trophies. So anyways, they come around, and then they get squashed, and then it's like, oh, we gotta revive everyone that just died fighting, you know, Nappa and Vegeta, so let's go to Namek and get those Dragon Balls. Vegeta's also going to Namek because he wants to still get Dragon Balls, right? But they killed the Namek, so he's like, Piccolo, the Namek. Like, that sounds so racist. They killed the Namek. They killed Piccolo, so it's like there's no Dragon Balls there, so he also has to go to Namek, right? It's not just things happening. An event spills over to another event, it spills over to another event, and it just seems like a more cohesive story, right? Versus Super, it was kind of like, it's like, oh man, so Beerus shows up, let's fight him, okay? Then it's like, oh, Frieza, he's back, let's fight him. And then it was, oh, Trunks back, he's got some shit going on that he wants to make everyone else's problem, you know? Okay, deal with that. And then it's like, want to have a tournament? Yeah, let's have a tournament. And then it's like, want to have another tournament, like, but bigger? So they deal with Moro, blah, blah, blah. They reach these new powers in the process. You know, I think Goku's sniffing Ultra Instinct a lot more now. Vegeta's mastered control of his chi a lot more. And, yeah, so all that's good. The prisoner should either, like, he should report back to some kind of galactic crime boss, right? Like, he gets involved in that, and then in order to prove his worth, because he's been gone a while or whatever, he has to go out and like get something started on in the crime world, either like raise some money, get some kind of prized object or whatever, and he ends up recruiting a team, and part of this team ends up being Broly and Sheila and the dude, right? So, because they're mercenaries right now, they've been surviving off mercenary work out in space, right? They get into some shenanigans, right? And Broly ends up, so basically the story's following Broly, right? that should be the first arc or the second arc of Super 2. And then that should go into what we got here. Yamoshi? I guess that would be a good place to put it. Because it's like, well, no, not right there. Maybe Hit next. Go to like one of the other universes. And it's like, okay, but you gotta put Goku in there somewhere. Goku and so the Broly thing should bottom out somewhere with Frieza. Like they do this thing is the crime boss, you know, they pull off their whatever they're trying to do, and then it turns out it was all something like the crime boss was right. You do like an after credit scene where it's like, oh, the crime boss is working for Frieza, or he's part of like his crew, and but I don't know, Frieza can't manipulate Broly again. That would be weak. Even if it was like more on his terms. So it was like so maybe Frieza would be like an opposition or whatever. Or maybe Broly becomes the leader of the crime boss. And he becomes like worshipped and everything. Like he's their savior. He's a benevolent leader of evil. Not evil, but you know, just that's how they live. You know? So yeah, he's not a bad guy. You know, anti-hero. You know, now you got like a setup for a Broly story, right? So after that, you come back with Goku and them, and you catch up with at the end of Z, right? Where Goku, they enter the tournament, and then Goku does, you do a little retcon. I mean, they've done a couple at this point now, so I guess they wouldn't care too much, but you do a little retcon, and then you make it to where Goku is, they do a tournament a little differently than how it does at the end of Z, and then Goku goes off with Oob to train him, and before their training can start, they come from the other universe. One of them come from the other universe, like maybe Hit, because I see Hit here. So it's like, let's take Hit. Hit comes from the other universe, and they need Goku's help. So Goku takes Oob with him to the other universe, and this is just like roped in as being a part of his training, and it's like, you know, Goku and Oob story. And that does whatever it's gonna do, and then that ends up in the end tying into Broly's whole crime world thing, right? And then you got this next movie that's Broly versus the Galactic Patrol, and then that does a whole thing, and then you go back into the past with the Yamoshi movie to set the stage up for a finale, and lay down some ground, some world building or whatnot for the whole mythos behind Super Saiyan and thus Broly, something that ties into his power. And then since it's going back, you could tie it into, because they got a whole movie here for Master Roshi. I'm guessing it's a movie. Like, I guess these could be series, like little mini-series. That would be cool. Like, Dragon Ball needs to get on the streaming game. I think they're just on Funimation, which is booty. Like, get on Hulu or Netflix, where all the other good stuff is. Like there are way too many damn streaming services, and there's about to be more. So, yeah, like it would be nice if Disney, didn't Disney buy Dragon Ball? They got mouse paws on them. Mouse paws. So, yeah, it's but use the Yamoshi thing to tie into Master Roshi and his, origin story, because they haven't really dug into that really all that much. So there's a lot of room for creativity there. And then you do that to roll over into the Master Roshi story, and you do his origin story and how it tied in with the Yamoshis, and then you set the stage for their next thing, which is you will move up this one where they got called Dragon Ball Annihilation or whatever like that. And this is more so about, I don't know what you would put there, but it's the climax of the story, combining the events from the other universe with Hit and the events that have been happening in the main universe, Universe 7, with Broly and Frieza behind the scenes and Goku and them, And you know the fucked up thing is, like, I really wanted Gohan to be more important in Dragon Ball Super and stuff like that, because he should be a lot more powerful than they made him. And then I kind of just totally wrote him out of the story again. I mean, oh well, nobody. Sad thing is, nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares anymore. You took off the sandals, you put on that helmet, you took off your Namek sandals, you put on the helmet and those white gloves, and now you don't know nobody. Got some booty. You started smashing like Videl, and then he wasn't interesting anymore. See, Goku doesn't lean in that much to Chi-Chi. It's kind of like she's just there. It's an accessory. It's not really like, oh, I'm with her, Like, they have shown no real levels of intimacy between them. It's just kind of like, yeah, that's my wife. We hang out sometimes. I really prefer to just leave her at the house. There's a reason he gets that whole deadbeat dad, meme thrown on him. But, yeah. Anyways, I think that would be a better... This was a long way of saying I think Dragon Ball Super 2 could be a lot better than Dragon Ball Super 1. And they more than likely won't do these things. Like, I mean, they could. But, I mean, it's like... I have a strong feeling that it's not going to be like how... like a cohesive story. It's gonna be a thing happens, a thing happens, a thing happens. Maybe these connect somehow, but it's like I feel like that's what's gonna, be the layout. But yeah. I like Dragon Ball. I just I want more for it. But yeah, I guess that's all I want to talk about this episode, this podcast episode. It's already probably pretty long. But yeah, so I mentioned on the last week that I was like trying to experiment with other things I could do on the channel besides just the podcast, because I wanted to do something else than just these talking. But so I've decided to backtrack and like double down on doing the comic dub. I'm really I think that's what's gonna be, because I'm looking for things that would not only be fun to do, but also there's a strong audience for, as in it's something missing from the landscape. So I'm like, a Mugen comic dub would be dope, and there's nowhere else you can really see stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, let's take the actual time to do that. Hire some voice actors from Fiverr and make it happen. So that's the project I'm working on, along with the actual comic. I'm gonna have operating sort of an A/B schedule. So next month there'll be the comic dub episode, and the month after that there'll be an episode of just the straight up comic on the Facebook page and the webtoon. So if you're not subscribed to either of those, you should. And yeah, hopefully hopefully it's received well, and people are enthusiastic, help support, making more. So yeah, but that does it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe. I made a clip channel for more just kind of snackable videos. You can see it on the page to see I made a playlist for some of the clips, so you can just go to that channel and subscribe there too if you're looking for more just maybe short format videos. But yeah, I think this was better than last week. I feel a lot more confident. I just gotta I am still kind of just talking, and I'm I need to talk with the patience enough to be able to squeeze in some more humor versus just talking. So yeah, still it's a work in progress, but we're getting better. I can feel it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and all right, y'all have a nice week. I'll see you next time.